Hello everyone. So today in this video I'm going to do a C program which will enter the student details like name, roll number and marks of the 5 different subjects and calculate the total marks and percentage. So in this video I'll be explaining the various basic concepts of the C like array, operators, how to get input from the user, how to display the output line by line. So this video will make you understand the different basic concepts of the C. So let's get started. First of all, let's include the stdio file header. So I hope you know about the stdio.s, what it is basically doing. It is providing us the input output functions like printf. This is the function for printing something, and for getting the input we use scanf. So these types of the functions are provided by the stdio.s, that is a standard input output header file. We will be covering about these preprocessors in the later videos. So let me define a main function. So main function is a function which is executed when the program runs. So in this if in this file there are the 5 different functions, so those functions are not being executed, only the main function will be executed. So other functions are being called through the main function. Okay, so when I will make video on the functions, I will cover that topic very deeply. So for now, understand this means this is the main functions which is executed when the program runs. Okay, so for doing the above program we need to declare the some variables, right? So for entering the name, roll number, marks and calculate the total marks and percentage, we have to declare some variable. So for storing the name we need a string, because we are not using the string header here, so we will be using the array of the characters. So let me define one variable or the array to store names. Okay, so I am defining a name array which is 50 length, which is of 50 length. This will store our name. Okay, I will write here comment for storing name. And similarly for storing the roll number, that is an integer field, right? Roll number is an integer field, so it can be char field as well. For now I am taking roll number as a integer field. So int roll number. And similarly for getting the marks of the 5 different subjects, we need one array which will store the marks of 5 different subjects, right? So for that I will define one integer marks array that is of length 5. Okay, and similarly I will define one total marks variable. Total marks is equals to 0, and we need one more variable, that is a float, to store the decimal values like percentage. Percentage will be in decimal like 89.78%. Marks is also in a decimal, but for now I am not taking marks as a decimal value. For now just our marks will be in the integer. Okay, so this is storing percentage of the student, this will store the total marks, and this array is for storing the marks of 5 different subjects. Okay, and roll number, it is for storing the roll number. So now what is our next step is we will ask user to input the marks of 5 different subjects, right? Like English, Nepali, anything. So we need to define one array which will be used when the user is inputting the marks. So I will show you that. So let us take input from the user first of all. So I will do here printf enter student name. So what we are doing basically here is we are requesting user to input his or her name. Okay, this will show the message enter student name, and similarly scanf. Now this will store the value in name. So how do we store the name entered by the user in a name array? So for doing that we'll be using the percentage, yes, right, and we will do here name to store the name entered by the student in a name array. But what will happen here basically is, if you will enter, like, my name is like Vivek Joshi, if I will enter the name like Vivek space Joshi, then it won't store the whole name because there is a space between them, and it will take this as a new line, right? So to remove the spaces from the input and to store that as a one single entity, we have to do here, we have to use like a regex format, that is a regular expression format. We have to do percentage and big bracket, and then this cap symbol and slash n. So it will take, it won't take that as a, it starts as a new line, so backward slash n. So if you will enter the name like Vivek Joshi with space, it will accept this as a one single entity. Okay. And in a similar manner, printf enter roll number, enter roll number, and this is simple. If you want to enter the roll number, we will do percentage d for integer values, right? So ampersand, this is the memory location where we want to store, we want to store in a roll number. Okay. So this, here we are taking the input from the user, roll number, and here name. And in similar manner, now we have to enter the marks of 5 different subjects, right? So let us get input of marks of subjects. So what here I will do is, for int I is equals to 0, we are initializing the loop, for loop, from 0 and I less than 5. It will run till I less than 5, that is 0 1 2 3 4, till 4 only this loop will work, from 0 to 4, and we will get the marks of 5 different subjects, right? So we will increment the loop I, the first of all the value of I is 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, in a similar manner. So printf, what I will do is enter subject marks, into subject marks, and scanf percentage yes, and percentage, sorry, percentage d, percentage d for we are getting the marks, right? We have to store in a marks variable. So here I will do ampersand marks and I. So I will explain you this, hold on. Okay, this much. So now what is happening here is basically we are initializing the loop which will run 5 times from 0 to 4, and we have to store the one by one each subject marks in our marks array. So here in this line what we are doing is scanf %d means store the integer value in a marks, and I means the memory location. First of all, the when the value of I is equals to 0, then the first marks entered by the user will be stored in marks 0, and similarly marks 1, marks 1, the value of I will increase 1 2 3, and the marks will be stored of the different subject in a respective places, uh, like this, 15 16 17 18 19. So this, in this way the marks will be stored. So we are doing this stuff basically. I hope you understand this one. And similarly we have to validate the marks, right? So marks cannot be greater than the 100. We are getting the input from the user to input the marks out of 100. We are considering that we are getting the input like marks are no more than 100. So we need to validate that, right? So to, let's validate the marks, let's validate the marks. I'm writing here comment in each line so it will be easier for you to understand. So let us verify the marks. If marks I, okay, the entered marks here we are entering the marks, and that marks I is greater than 100. If greater than 100, then here we have to raise the error, or we have to display the like a message to the user that this marks is not accepted, the marks should be less than 100, right? So let me print invalid marks. For now, this much is the message, and backward slash n, this backward slash n is the format, this is the escape character. Basically it will what it will do, it will take the next line, it will break the line from there. And so if the marks will be greater than 100, then it will tell invalid marks, right? And loop will continue working, but this is not good, right? If first of all it will only display the message, and the loop will continue and it will store the marks. But we need to do here some stuff, like we have to terminate the whole program to make user to input the marks next time again, or we have to terminate the program, or we have to uh, tell the user that enter the marks of the same subject which were invalid again, once again, right? So for doing that step, what I will do here is I minus minus, I will decrease the increment one down, and then I will again run the same repetition of the loop and continue. So this is the continue statement. What continue statement will do is, if the marks is invalid, the here the I is incremented, right? Again it will decrement the loop by 1, and again continue the same repetition, like loop has run for 2 times, 1 2, but in the third repetition, if marks user entered the marks like 104, and it will display the message as a invalid marks. So at this step, if we can terminate the whole program, then user have to enter the again marks from the initial, right, from the first subject. But what I am doing here is I am decrementing the loop one below and continuing the same repetition again, so that user can input the marks of the same subject which was invalid before. So this is the better way of doing. So this means so we are here validating the marks as well. We have validated the marks and we have stored the marks here. This means okay. Now we have to again calculate the total marks as well, right? We have to calculate the total marks and percentage. So this step we will do later on. First of all, let me check if the program is running or not. I hope till here you have understood the concept. So let me run the program once again. CD practice, okay, and first of all I will compile this one to see a dot exe. Let's run executable file. Okay, is enter student name, like I will enter Vivek Joshi. There are no programs, no bugs in our program at. And roll number, like I will enter my roll number is 7, and enter subject mark like 3, enter subject mark like 45 in another, 12 in another, 34 in another. If I will enter like 109, see, it will tell invalid marks, again enter the subject mark for the same repetition, enter. Okay, program is terminated successfully. We have entered the marks of the 5 different subject and entered the roll number and name. But till here I am facing one issue, or the like a kind of the illusion that enter subject marks is enter subject marks. What if we can specify the what subject mark user have to enter, like English, Nepali, math, what subject marks need to be entered? So that will be awesome, right? So let's do that. So here I will declare one fixed type, like list of the subjects, or you can tell array of the subjects. So let's do that. Like I will do subjects 5 and 50. I will explain you this what I'm doing here. See, I'm creating a subjects array which will store 5 subjects of the length 50. I mean, what I mean is, see, let me do it here, and then I will show you. Maths, like first hour is maths, first subject should be math, and then second entered marks should be of English, and then Nepali, uh, and health, like computer. Okay, so this is the array of the five different subjects. Let me terminate it as well with semicolon of the five different subjects, right? So this five is specifying one, two, three, four, five. Five subjects we can hold in our subjects array, and this 50 is specifying length of this subject maths. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, right? So this is called a multidimensional array, which we are using to store the strings, list of the strings or the array of the strings. I hope you understand this one. So now we can display the subject here. Now we can display the subject, so it will be easier for uh, user to what subject marks it is entering basically. So enter, I will do here percentage, yes, percentages, and here I will write subjects, and which subjects, that is I, that is first subject, second, and then third, then fourth. So let me run this program again and show you how better it before this, and let me show you what is our status of program now. And let me compile this one again, student.c, and then a.exe. See, now Vivek Joshi, student name, roll number 7. See, enter math marks 45, enter English marks 78, enter Nepali marks, that is 89. I'm pretty good at Nepali basically. And then health marks, average 34. Computer marks, I'm good at computer. Okay, 90. See, here what we are doing, enter computer marks, health, Nepali marks, we are specifying the subjects, so it will be easier for user to enter the marks, right? So in this way you can do, you can specify the subject's name. Okay, this much stuff of getting the input from user is cleared. So let's do processing. Processing means calculate total marks and percentage. Okay, so how can we calculate the total marks? First of all, we will use the operators. Let me tell you about the some operators, like this is the decrement operator, and here this is the increment operator, and this is less than 5, that is relational operators. Okay, this is assignment operator equal to, so we are using the operators here as well. Then now let us calculate the total marks. So while for loop is running, so here the marks of one subject is stored, marks of another subject is stored one by one, right? So we will append our total marks, like add one marks to second marks, third marks, fourth marks, while the loop is continually running. So here I will do total marks plus equals to, that is plus equals to means this is a what it is basically doing, plus equals to marks I. So what this statement is doing is, this line of code, it will add the marks in the total marks. So first of all, when the user enters the marks 1, it will add in total marks, again it will add in that, again it will add in that. It is the short form of like total marks is equals to total marks plus marks I. Either you can do this line of this line, or you can do this makes much more sense, right? Okay, so I am doing the plus equals to, this is also a one operator, and we have calculated the total marks. Now we have to calculate the percentage as well, right? So let me calculate the percentage. Percentage is equals to, so we are entering the marks of the 5 subjects out of 100. So what is the formula for calculating the percentage? That is total marks divided by 5. So here I will do like float. We have to convert the percentage into float, right? So total marks open 5. What is okay, this is the okay, hold on. Okay, what we are doing basically here is percentage is equals to float total marks by 5. We are calculating the percentage here, so calculating percentage. So this is showing expected expression some error, so we will deal with this if this is the error. Okay, For now I'm calculating the percentage. So this is the part of our calculation that we have calculated the total marks and percentage. So let me display, so let's display the result. Okay, so for displaying the result, first of we will use the print statement, like uh, first of all new line, and then student name, student name, here percentage, yes, and then new line again, name, and then roll number, then mark, total marks, then percentage we are showing in this format, right? So here name, and I will copy this one, and here I will do student roll number, so we don't need this one anymore. Okay, hold on, let me remove this one, and similar way we don't need this one, and we have to now do here roll number, right? Roll number, for roll number is the integer field, so we have to do percentage d, and similarly for total marks, this is also percentage d, total marks, percentage d, total marks, and here percentage, that is a float field, so we have to do f. So if you want to show the two decimal point only, then you have to do dot to f, right? And I'm doing here a percentage again. Why I'm doing percentage? Because the for I need in this format, right? Percentage is equals to 86%. So to print the percent, you have to write percent two times, so it will print the percent as well after the value of the percentage. So here I will change this into percentage. Okay, now our display is also done. So let me write one regular expression, that is statement return 0, because this function is not returning anything. So let's run this program and see what happens. gcc student details dot, so we get the error, add float, percentage float total marks, means we can't do this. Okay, maybe this is stuff, no, it doesn't work. Okay, I think it's not working, we don't need to do the float. Okay, this will divide by 5 and calculate the percent, right? So let me explain you again one in a simple way. So here we are declaring the variables for storing the various data, and here we are specifying the subject, that is fixer, we are doing the fixed values of the subjects, and we are entering the student name, student roll number, and using the loop we are entering the marks of the students of the various subjects, and here we are calculating the total marks, and here in this line we are calculating the percentage as well, and at last we are printing the data like student name, this is percentage is for string value, percentage d for integer value, percentage d for integer value, percentage 2f, and percent for printing the percent. Okay, so this is percentage, and why I'm doing the dot 2, because it will print like 90 .8090% till 2 values only, otherwise it will do till 6 values. Okay, so I'm doing here dot 2, and here we are validating the marks as well, that marks should not exceed more than 100. So if that happens, we will show the message like invalid mark and again enter the marks of the same subject. So let's run the program. Will it work as expected? Hopefully. gcc students data, let's compile this. Okay, it is successfully compiled, and let's run the program. Okay, I will do this screen big. Okay, Vivek, you see, and roll number 7, enter the math marks. So my math marks, okay, out of 100, 60. English, I'm not good at English that much, so 56. Nepali marks, I told you before I'm good at Nepali. 89. Health, average 78. Okay, computer, let's give 90. Okay, see here what is happening is the data student name Vivek Joshi, student roll number 7, total marks 373 and percentage 74%. So we have successfully printed the data, took the output from the user, and in similar manner we have calculated the total marks and percentage. So here what is happening: input, process and output. These are the variable declaration. This is the stuff of the getting the input, and this is the processing part, that is we are calculating, and here we are displaying the data. So all the programs we write in a C program or any programming languages, no matter in a software, this basic stuff follows, that is input, process and output. So hope this video was helpful. You have understood the basic concepts in a C, like array, operators, and how do we use loops and display the data, get input from the users, and this validation stuff, and how we decrement the loop, where is the decrement operator, and again repeat the same repetition of the loop, and various much more stuffs. If you have anything related to this program or any queries, you may comment down below. Thank you. Till then, bye bye. We will meet in our next video.